Maybe it's my connection.
You think it's your connection?
Possibly.
You think so?
Possibly.
We're gonna see. Hopefully, it don't knock us off again.
The people
The people was here.
Yes.
The devil is busy. Okay, so we're gonna just have to start it all back over again. That's okay. You know, stuff like this happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We have technical difficulties. We don't know what we're doing, but we know that we're here to make space for community and talk about some things that's happening in our lives. So we're gonna try it again. And then guess what? And if we get kicked off again, we gonna try it again. The devil trying to.
First, you don't see. Dust yourself off and try again.
I thought you was doing
what survive.
Okay. Okay.
You know, vote for Queen.
Okay, we love that. We love that. So, as the people get in, we're already late behind, but you know, when you own the company, you can do what you want to do. So, thank you so much for the support of the We Collective. We are out here really trying to do the work of the community, and it takes all of us to do it. But before I get started on that, we're going to set the scene. I went to this wonderful candle making class last Saturday in Baltimore. 228 Grant Street Candle Co. Look them up. Made a wonderful candle, and it's called the Family Room. So that's my first time burning it. What do you think that smell like?
Is it like citrus?
Does it give family room?
It gives family room.
Does it give rich?
It's giving family room.
Okay, so I want to shout out the owner, Kendall. Thank you for creating a space for us to share, love on each other. And I'm going to support these black businesses.
Yeah.
It's Black History Month. Yeah, okay. It's Black History Month 365.
I like it.
Okay. Hey, you ain't got to go nowhere, boo. I got it right here.
Oh, okay, look at that.
Woo! All right, let's see. I'm cutting up, but I feel so blessed to be in your space tonight because you didn't have to do it. Didn't have to do it at all, so.
Wow.
So we're gonna burn the candles. My first time burning that. I don't want to set nothing on fire in that. No. Put it right there. Okay. Oh. Alright.
Alright.
Oh man.
You're really setting the atmosphere.
I'm trying to do my part. Alright. Let's talk, y'all. So since we got cut off from earlier, just wanna set the scene once again. My name is Mike, the Qreator. Pronouns he, him, his. I got this bad bitch over here.
Taj Jackson.
Okay. Pronouns
she, her, hers.
Okay. Boss lady, creative entrepreneur. We're here to support each other.
Yes.
And be kind to each other.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you, sis, for opening your doors to me.
Thank you for being here.
It feels good to feel love, right? Because right now it feels like that everything is blowing up in real time.
Twilight Zone.
Speaking of, this is a safe space, okay? My community that's here, our community that's here, if you see some people cutting up and being disrespectful, kindly ask them to remove themselves, okay? This is a safe space for us. This is about positivity. This is about love. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we have more things in common than we don't. Then we don't. So, you know, we want grace for ourselves in this moment because it's also a sacrifice to show up in this manner in front of a lot of people who don't know how or what the climate looks like, who we are, our backgrounds. So, you know, we gonna do our best. But y'all better take up for me. I know they better take up for me.
They gonna take up.
You gotta protect black women for sure. Okay. All right. So look, let's get down to it while the people here. It's gonna be like 30 minutes. We'll offer some time in the space. If it's questions, feel free to jump in. Want to say hello to everybody that's joining. Okay. Look at us. This was
I'm so happy.
Yeah. Give me a hug, yo. I appreciate it. It's good to feel some fucking love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give me one more, yo. I appreciate you. I've been emotional, crying. Let's get into it. How you doing?
I'm good.
Word.
I'm good. I'm, you know, allowing things to happen. I am kind of, like I said earlier, you know, when you're a kid and you're looking at a scary movie and you kind of keep your eye open, but you close it when you have to.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I've been doing in this climate right now.
Yeah.
It's keeping my eye open, but, you know, being able to just kind of look away and focus on self.
Yeah.
So I've been able to do that. So, you know, I have my moments. But I've been able to just kind of balance that and just really look within. Meditating has helped me. So, overall, I can say that I'm good. I'm blessed.
Amen.
I really am.
Amen.
Even in this situation. So.
Amen. What's the situation that you're in? For the people that don't know. What's the situation that you're in?
I mean, as y'all, well, if y'all don't know, I'm a Black trans woman. I'm here in DC, and there's a lot of pullback, different things that's going on in regards to the trans community, as far as being recognized. By the government. The LGBT, the T has been erased.
The Q too, baby.
The Q too. The Q's, you see, and that right there is just disheartening.
Guess what? You not going nowhere.
But I ain't going nowhere.
You ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere.
Okay, because you right here, and we live. Ain't stopping nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So that's that. How about you? How you feeling?
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Before we get into me, I want to say thank you for creating safety and also for rocking with me, because you don't have to be here. It's a sacrifice. We're not getting paid by nobody. We ain't got no sponsorship deal. This is literally what we want to do. And we encourage everyone, if you have a platform, to start using it in a positive manner, right? Because we need all of us to do this together. Yeah, but how am I? I am, I'm optimistic, tired, sad, and then taking the intentional decision to wake up every day to be positive. That's hard work. Because we all got stuff going on. As I said before, we have so much more in common than we do apart. And it's tough because outside of being an activist, I show up as a Black man, as a Black queer man, as a husband, as a boyfriend. Shout out to my husband, shout out to my boyfriend. Thank you so much for the support for my community, right? And oftentimes it feels like a crisis center too, because, people are going through a lot right now. And so when you put yourself out as a community leader, then people, they need some type of support. So oftentimes I say that I'm going through a moment where I am experiencing everything that's happening with the government, in my own family, my mother's health, and since it's a safe space, my father got locked up on the 7th. Oh my God. That was his birthday. So between all those things and having to show up to plan one of the biggest events in D.C., every day we get on the internet, we learn something new. Learned that Trump called himself a king today. What is that about? But we're not surprised, right? It's hard, yo. It's hard. But we do it because we got to, right? We do it because I'm not going back. I ain't going back. That's back.
Not option.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So we use the voices that we have to make moments like this where we can bring in community members and talk about what's really important. Also, because a lot of people really don't know us. No. Now, but I know you though. I know you real good. Okay. Yes. Also, So heard you a professor at the HU. Oh.
I do teach at Howard University.
What do you teach?
Fashion design.
Okay, I see it. It's making sense.
Some of my classes I teach is trend analysis.
What's that?
Trend analysis.
Oh, like the trends is happening.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Gotcha.
Clothing and human behavior.
Yeah.
I love that course. I love all the courses that I teach, and then Black fashion history.
Yeah. So you show up at Howard University in your full self. That's a sacrifice, a protest every day.
Yes.
You are dealing with students that are going to change the world forever. Like how... Okay, shout out to your students.
I love my students.
Shout out to your students.
I love Howard. Y'all don't understand. It's... How can I say this? When I got the position, I was so excited. I just knew I had to leave Texas. I'm originally from Texas.
Okay, come on.
So I knew I had to leave Texas. So when I got the position at Howard, it just, everything aligned.
Yeah.
Everything aligned. I ended up, but previously reaching out about the position. And it just didn't work out at that time.
Yeah.
But when I was ready, I started teaching at Texas Southern University.
Okay.
So that's my first HBC. Texas Southern.
Okay.
In Houston. And then I knew I was ready from there. Then I reached back out to Howard, and then it just aligned.
Okay.
And since I've been at Howard, it's been a safe space for me.
I love that.
And I'm an openly trans professor. My students know. I like to think that my students, you know, they give me encouragement. Like when I went to do the pageant, they encourage me with the pageant, you know, and it's like vice versa, you know? So we encourage each other.
That's good. Shout out to Howard. Thank you for showing up. I mean, Howard's been doing some really great things around the trans movement. And just supporting the LGBTQ plus community as a whole. And when I was in college, we didn't have all that. You know, I went to Howard for a year and a half, and I transferred out. It was a lot of money. And I said, I want to do something a little bit different, but I did meet my husband at Howard University, so shout out to that. I'm about to be married 7 years.
Oh my God!
Yes, March 10th.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. That man has taught me how to do things I didn't even know was in my capacity to do. And I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful. He also told me I need to step my shit up, okay? All right, and so that's what I had to do, because I'm dealing with a boss. So, you know, now every day I get up, I'm like, okay, I'm for the community. This is how I show up. This is what I can do. But it would, like, the We Collective would not be here if it wasn't for my husband. And I'm thankful. The family room would not be here if it wasn't for my boyfriend, Malik. I thank you. He actually came up with the name of the family room. Yeah.
I love this.
Okay, yeah.
Like hearing the origin story is so beautiful.
It is. I think we are, like I said before, we have more things in common than we don't. And also, it's okay to show up in our intersectionality. Like, we are more than just what a president say that we are, you know, or where the environment that we came from. Because I came from the mud. So I get it. So the work that I do, it's inspiring to me, because I know what it's like to be homeless. I know what it's like to get your lights turned off. I know what it's like to get teased for wearing a jacket to school and it smell like kerosene. Okay? Because that was me, you know? And that's why I take the work that I do so seriously. But I know that I wouldn't even be in this position if it wasn't for people like you. So thank you.
Likewise. I would say, when it comes down to just upbringing, that really shapes a lot of who we are and how we navigate this world. For me, I've had previous lives before my transition, and I've also, I wouldn't say the mud, but I come from a very humble beginning. And for me to be from Texas and, you know, learn about certain things, because Texas is a lot more closed-minded in a way. So I learned when I was able to go to college. I'm a first-generation college student. So
what's up, baby?
And I actually, you know, I feel like it felt like breaking a generational curse, like going to university and getting my master's and teaching and things like that.
You're breaking community curses too, because there's some people out there don't even think that trans people can do what you do. Also, you are a CEO as well. Talk about it.
Oh, well. I am a fashion designer, teach fashion design, so I practice it as well. Made dresses for Miss Massachusetts this past year. My Renaissance dress went viral.
Okay, come on. You going to Cowboy Carter?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I had to, I'm going to go.
Okay, we're going to find a way to
try to get the coins from me. Trying to get the little coin.
Okay.
But I'm definitely I've already made a look for the Cowboy Carter aesthetic, so I'm going to do that again for sure this year.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So look, you know, we talked about a little bit that what is going on. How does that reflect the work that you do? Because you come into Howard University where you got to inspire these people, and every moment is something new. Where other people saying that you can't show up the way that you know how you show up. How do you how have you been balancing it? How have you been taking care of yourself? You have any tips that you can give to anyone else that may be going through something similar?
Mm-hmm. So, it's in you.
Yeah.
Everything that you want, everything that you desire is in you. I believe in a higher power. I believe that God has chosen me for this.
Mm-hmm.
So because God has given me these gifts, I like to give back.
Yeah.
So I've been navigating by just looking within again. I'm going to keep saying that. Meditating and really honing in of who I am and what I'm capable of. And I incorporate that in everything that I do. When I thought about, like, after the presidency and everything, after the changes, I was taken aback, but I looked at it like a blessing in disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the moment where love and humanity really should shine bright.
Yeah.
And you do that by just looking at the human in the person, not just their gender
mm-hmm.
or however they choose to show up in this world.
Yeah.
There are good people in this world who are trans. There are good people in this world who are intersex, who
mm-hmm.
are non-binary.
Mm-hmm.
There are good people in this world.
Yeah.
You know, and there are bad people in this world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's all about the individual. And I like to believe that the morals and the things that my mom gave me, passed down to me, mm-hmm. has helped me to be able to navigate certain spaces. Yeah. And I'm really blessed. Like, again, first generation college student. I'm from the east side of San Antonio, mm-hmm. which, you know, it's not like Compton or, you know, I lived in DC. I mean, Houston. I lived in Los Angeles. It's not the worst, but it was also very a humble beginning.
Yeah.
So being able to be a professor, one thing that I go back to, I was held back in school.
Me too.
Yes.
I failed the third grade.
I felt the third grade.
Are you serious?
I felt the third grade.
God.
So they didn't set me back.
Okay.
And something in me was like, I'm smart. Like, they try to put me in certain classes. I was like, I am a genius. Like, y'all are crazy.
I see it. And look at this now.
Yeah. So, it just stuck with me. And I knew education. I knew I wanted to show up a certain way. And that's what I just focused on. I really think focusing on what you want to do is really the best way to get through these next couple years.
For sure. I agree with you. Wow. We would not have known this about each other mm-hmm. if we didn't build community. That is mm-hmm. the point of what I'm talking about. It's important because, once again, we have more things in common than we don't. Mm-hmm. We really do. And I'm glad that you segue into, like, you know, what you got to get through in these next 4 years. For me, it is community. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing mm-hmm. so much of the LGBTQ plus community fighting inwards. It's mm-hmm. like we don't even need to be fighting each other because the man over in the White House is doing that for us. Mm-hmm. And mm-hmm. so instead of us having more grace with each other where we can say, hey, we can hold each other accountable, right? Mm-hmm. We can say that this is what it is, but also, like, how can we help, you know, to change the narrative? How can we help to create spaces that are more diverse? Mm-hmm. How do we do that? And oftentimes you ask this question out loud and it's no 1 + 1 = 2, right? Mm-hmm. We try some things, you fail more times, but I'll tell you one time, I'll tell you this, failing for me helped me to be a better person. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, we don't need additional spaces that we feel even less of community in it. And I urge everyone, as I'm on this journey too, to just remember that we are all human.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We all human.
Human. And we in this together.
We on the same damn team.
Let me tell you. Like, for me, I believe in everybody is connected.
Yeah.
Everybody, every single
mm-hmm.
moment, every
mm-hmm.
second, everything is in divine timing.
Yo.
And people don't understand that. And people see us as individuals. Yes, we are individuals, but we are all one.
Connected.
We're connected.
And if we can't even be in the same room and not speak to each other, What happens when something really happens and we need to
Something
something is happening.
is happening
in our eyes. But you know, the mere fact that we don't even give some grace or say, hey, how you doing? How your day going?
This is not the time to be divided.
We can't. And also, it's like a lot of us, we're used to hearing about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and the strategy and, you know, how this all came together. It was because of community. Like, we had some hard-working black folks, you know, trans folks, black women. Say their names, baby. Yeah, yes. Come on, you know what I'm saying? So we need to get that spirit together, right? And if we are in a space in life where we don't know how it allows us to get to the next step, let's just figure it out together. That's my TED Talks. Like, I'm just joking. We got some more to talk about, but you know, the We Collective actually came. The idea came from I want to support Black queer creators, and then after the election, I really focused on just Black people, whether if you straight, queer, Black and brown. You know, like I'm seeing every day on the television and social media in our communities that we are losing the sense of family. Right. And also we're not welcoming people into our families. And so the We Collective is now a movement where I have a curated list of professionals, curators, photographers, event planners, DJs, and I'm able to put them in spaces that they've never been in before. And that makes me feel so good because I know what it feels like to not be able to be in spaces. And because of that, you know, being able to shine a light on those creators is giving them other opportunities, right? Give you a prime example. I had a contact of mine reach out to me last year to do a movie premiere and needed some photographers. I know photographers, you know what I'm saying? And so because of that, I was able to put them in those spaces, and now they can say, oh, I did a movie premiere with Netflix. I did a movie premiere with Amazon Prime. These are opportunities that you and I and others alike have access to. And it's important for us as they're trying to pull back DEI and support that we share those resources with each other. And we don't always get it right.
That is so important. And I think it's so special when you're able to speak. Hi, Mike.
What's up, y'all? What's up?
When you're able to speak someone's name who's not in the building.
Yeah.
You know, as a
Foscano's in the building. I see you. If y'all haven't had Foscano, it's Black-owned, DC native tequila brand. My friends own that. Yes, support them. Put them into your events. I gotta do this because this is community. This is what I'm talking about.
I mean, let's talk about how we met real quick.
Okay, talk about it.
And it's really, it was honestly faith, like to me, because I was trying to do, I'm going to do Miss District of Columbia, USA.
What you gonna do?
Miss District of Columbia, USA.
Okay. What's that?
It's a pageant.
And how can I support that?
This just building community.
How can they support that?
There's so many things.
Just showing
up when we have events.
Yeah.
Conversation. I know I'm gonna curate an event on campus at Howard.
Yeah.
So of course that's something I would love for y'all to show up.
I got one. I want to raise you one. The way that you can support her is by protecting her. So when you see people being unkind, when you see people coming against this Black woman, let me tell you something. It's our responsibility to take care of our own, and this is our community. So that would be my ask.
Yes.
Yeah. But go ahead, back to your story.
Oh, yes. So I was, looking for community because I'm like, this is a big deal. A Black trans woman competing for Miss District of Columbia, that USA, which is under the Miss Universe organization. So this is the top tier pageant system.
Because you're also top tier.
Because I'm top.
Okay. Talk about it. Go ahead.
So when I was reaching out, you're the only person that responded immediately. And not only did you respond, we had the first conversation, and it was a beautiful conversation. And ever since then, I knew to myself, I told myself, anything that he asks, if like any event that he has going on, I'm gonna go to those events. I remember going to the Beyonce, the Cowboy Carter, the Black Party.
Yeah,
I remember those events, and it just anytime you call, I'm gonna show up because it was just that act of kindness, seeing a vision and being able to just, just show up in a way that made me feel like I have someone on my team, someone on my side who sees it. Some people just don't see it for you, so that meant a lot to me. And ever since then, I feel like our relationship just keeps building. We're here now, you in my crib, and we in this having this conversation.
Yeah.
And we're talking amongst each other and amongst you all. So thank you all for being here tonight. It means a lot. Yeah. It really does.
I received that. Thank you so much. So when I moved to DC back in 2020, I started to really take a inward look at my community and my friend circles, and I was like, I don't have any trans friends. Like, I support the trans community, but I don't have no trans friends. And so I was like, I'm going to be intentional about learning more about their experiences and how our experiences overlap and the gaps between it and the way that Black men can show up for trans Black women. Because it's extremely important, number one, but number two, when someone attacks anyone in our community, it's also an attack on us.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I'm thankful for you, and I'm also thankful for my other trans friend, Monroe.
Monroe! I love Monroe. We had the dinner.
Yes.
And you brought us together. That was my first time meeting Monroe.
Yeah.
And she was incredible. Like that's when I solidified it. And that was our first time meeting in person.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That was beautiful. That's one of my, I would say, hands down, I've been in DC for about 3 years now. One of the best nights that I had in DC.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I say this, I'm bringing this up to the community because when we sit down at the table, I say, hey, I'm going to let y'all know something. I may say the wrong thing. I may mess up, but know that I'm in this space and I want to do better and I want to show up. And also, it is a protest when we do that because we were at Thirst.
Yes.
We was at Thirst. And so for people to see us navigating conversation, building relationships, it shows other people in that same space that they can do the same thing too. And so what I'm also hoping is that, yes, we need to bring attention to the LGBTQ plus community. But honestly, we need attention on community. Because we know different. We know this is a human issue that is happening. We are not, nothing's different.
Exactly. I 100% agree.
The young people say period.
Period.
Yeah.
It's so funny, but I 100% agree. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. We all have souls. And that's really what I want to speak to. Yeah. And as far as building my platform.
Yeah, go for it.
That's at the end of the day, that's pretty much all that we have is our spirit. We either have good spirit. Some of us have things that we have to work through. But in order to work through that is to really look within. Another thing that I want to say, I made a post recently on my page. My Instagram is Todd Shalani Jackson. I had a post
y'all go follow
talking about just my transness and how I show up and me being who I am and how I got here today. Yeah. And do you mind if you share it? You go and tell the story about it was so funny because I made this video on my page and I was just like, I showed a picture of me when I was a young child, this beautiful boy here. And I was pretty much saying I lived his life. I know who he is. I live this life. I live my life today. I know who I am. I know what decisions I made in my life. And I believe that a lot of times people think that trans people, they put us in a box. Like we don't know where we come from. And it's so funny. Here's another story. my birth name is Terrence Allen Jackson. Taj is the first initial of my name. So Taj, that's what Taj comes from. So I'm very aware of my upbringing. I'm very aware who I was born as. But I made decisions in my life that align with my spirit. And I'm here today because of it. And I've been able to thrive and do what I need to do to just live life. And I think when it comes down to just background, it is important to know who you are. But one thing that I wanted to point out with the last video that I posted on my page is that I received so much love. And that right there meant a lot to me, is receiving love from people that I've come across and strangers. And that right there meant a lot because they saw the humanity in me. And that's all it is. Trans people, we are humans. Like, we have emotions. We're not a monolith. You know, trans people come in different personalities. You know, we're just like any other human being. Again, like Mike said, it's all about community. We're all in this together. All of us.
I love that. I love that. I had to get off the couch because sometimes when you have a platform, you need to get out of the way and give people space to share it. And so thank you for the safety in that. Thank you for letting in these strangers about like what's happening in your experiences. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. When I walked in the house, I wasn't eavesdropping, but you were on the phone. I want you to talk a little bit about what you've been able to come through and how you've been able to love yourself and showcase love to everyone. How has that helped your friends and family directly in the trans community?
Directly in the trans community. I have two. My sister should still be on here. I have beautiful trans sisters.
Yeah, talk about
Monet and Talia. It's so funny because we all met each other in college.
Okay.
And we met each other in different points in our transitions. Talia, she's the OG, even though she's the youngest. She's the OG. Then I have my other sisters. I don't want to put all their business.
Yeah, don't put their business out.
Their business out. But I do want to say, you know, I'm here. Oh, let me. So my sisters, I love them.
Your group chat.
Oh, my group chat going on
about to
right
get
now.
nasty. Okay. Go ahead.
And I just love those women. Like, I would not be alive today if it was not for Monet and Talia.
Tell them.
You know, and
let them know right now, because sometimes you gotta give people their flowers.
I wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for this woman here, Monet DeLeon. I'm telling you, she's been there. I can cry because I think about just all the things that I've been through. And I'm able to be here today and be positive and talk the way I'm talk because of the things that I've been through. And people don't know. You know, there's a lot of things that I've gone through.
Yeah.
And they've been here this whole time with me. Not just them, their moms, their fathers. Monet have a beautiful family. They've been here with me, and vice versa. My mom is a prayer warrior.
Okay.
And there's been times when my mom didn't call Monet before me praying.
Okay.
You know, so it's that.
And prayer works.
And prayer definitely works. Prayer works. You know, I'm here today because of the prayers of my mom and my ancestors, my grandmother, and my friends, and people that I love, my family.
Yeah.
So it means a lot to have sisters.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's what I love about our relationship is that it's not which girl is the most passable, which girl is the most fishy is. It's not all of that. It's all about just the heart. That's all we look at. We are literally like we sisters.
Yeah.
Sisters, so.
I can't wait to meet y'all. Come on up to DC. We have something called World Pride that's happening from May the 17th to June 8th. And Trans Pride is also under World Pride umbrella, as well as Latinx Pride, Silver Pride, which is our older pride, Black Pride. Shout out to the Center of Black Equity, Kenya, who does so much work. Oftentimes, I don't know how he does all the things that he does, but He does it because he has some, not many, but some warriors, okay? And when I say that, that's no shade. That's literally, we don't have a lot of people that's supporting us even within our community. So I say this to say, go and volunteer for the Center for Black Equity, for Black Pride. You know, just don't be out here throwing the parties and taking the money and not giving back to the community. That's not what we're talking about. But go make sure that they have a successful event. The same with our youth pride, trans pride. We have so much stuff that's happening, and it's so important for us to focus on the real work. And for those who may saw something that they said, oh, this ain't what World Pride is, guess what? You don't have to go to that event. We can build events together that show how we want our community to look.
Tell me about World Pride. What is something that's going to happen this year that is a secret? Can you tell us any secrets?
You are trying to get me to lose my job.
Ooh!
And
I don't mean...
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. My team... First of all, I'm thankful for the position I'm in. Because, you know, a lot of people say, oh, like, capital pride is white pride, you know. I've been able to join Capital Pride. I started the end of January last year as the donor engagement manager. And in 6-month contract, 8 months, I went from that to the business development and merchandise director. And so that's a promotion. But that also allowed me to bring trans creators in, Black artists in, Black Leaves Dance Company. DJ Lauren has performed at one of our events before. You know, we have the Capital Pride Honors that happened last year. Hope Giselle, she got a community award as well. Because of the space that I'm able to take up, I'm also able to help shed light into communities that, you know, feel marginalized. The other thing that I like to report back about Capital Pride is that we have the most diverse staff. It's only like 7 or 8 of us. People don't know that. They think that we run in like 1 million people. But it's only like 7 or 8 of us, man. And we got some powerful Black and brown people on staff. And so I want to say thank you to Tiffany, who does a lot of our community engagement work. To June Crenshaw, if you don't know her, Happy Black History Month. She's that girl. Yeah. Markia, she is a fucking star, man. Like she and the rest, she and some other team members redesign our World Pride website. So if you haven't seen it yet, go to worldpridedc.org. There's a list of all of our events. All of the design and stuff that came from that Black mama, you know what I'm saying? Sahan, like he does all of our operations from like the parade and festival, and we run a organization that's really pushed by the volunteers. Our volunteers take up their time. I mean, they go hard, right? But we need more because the organization as itself, you know, we put on prides that's between 500,000 to 1 million people. We are expected to have over 4 million people in Washington, D.C. So it's not a secret that I'm going to share, but this is a protest. And if we know that World Pride is coming to D.C., when we got people in the White House that's trying every day to erase us, we have to stick together. We gotta love on each other and we gotta show up. So if you're interested, come on out to Her Diner tomorrow. We have a volunteer mixer. It's free. Yeah, tell your friends about it. Come and volunteer. Come and learn about what Capital Pride has been doing right, and Capital Pride and World Pride has been doing right, and other ways that we know that is ways that we can improve. But I also want to celebrate, like, you know, we have strong ties with some of our corporate sponsors, that has helped us. We've been going through so much with companies want to pull out because of DEI, and this is expensive. Like, we don't get paid much money, y'all. Like, people, it's a nonprofit and it's a charity. So as you think about, you know, saying unkind things, like we recognize that we can always be better, but also know that we have the most diverse staff of any pride organization that I've seen. I went and spoke at a conference in Atlanta 2 weeks ago, and that's what I noticed. And so it allows us to bring other people into the fold, so they can have these experiences. But we want more people at the table, because if we don't have more diverse perspectives, it won't never get there. And last thing, because this is not about Capital Pride, this is really about community. But we just released a new grant. So if you are you're wondering, how can I get involved with Capital Pride, with World Pride? How can I host an event or programming? We have a partnership with the Mayor's Office of LGBTQ Affairs, the Mayor's Office overall, the city, to help people fund that. So between $5,000 and $50,000. And look, if you could get a couple of your friends together and we like, this is what we want to do, this is what we want to see in the community, is funding for that. I posted it on my Instagram page, but the deadline is the 13th. So if you want to see what you can do and bring more diverse programming to World Pride, it's funding. It's grants, so you don't have to pay it back, available for people. And so I'm thankful for that. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Because, a lot of times people say, I want to do something, I don't know what I want to do, or I don't have the funding for it. Because it's tight. Times are tight, right? Yes. So I'm happy that the city put this program on, and we are we have also selected a group of people who will be going through the request. That's not attached to the mayor's office or attached to Capital Pride, so it can be diverse, and we can also make sure that it's no favoritism. Okay, but it is some resources there. All right, so that's that. Shucks. I was looking at my phone earlier because I wanted to share something with you. Let's see. You just got me all off. Let's see.
Sorry.
It's all good. I like being in. Okay. My good sis, my good friend, Minda Harts. This is her book right here. It's called The Memo. I'm not a reader. I don't enjoy reading, but I challenged myself this year to get a book and read a book. So as we talk about things with Black history, go pick up The Memo. Okay, it's The Memo: What Women of Color Need to Know to Secure a Seat at the Table. Now, I'm not a woman of color, but it's still some really good tidbits in here that has helped me to understand the impact of community, why we need to work together, and once again, why we know that we have more in common than alike. So I have a phone full of notes about this book, but the one thing I want to bring up, she has a sentence in here that says, "Are you an accomplice or are you an advocate?" And I want to bring some attention right here. Are you an accomplice or are you an advocate? Say it with me now. Are you an accomplice or are you an advocate? Accomplice, as we're trying to figure out what's happening, how we gonna live, how we can stay safe. Do we need to move? Is slavery coming back? These are all things in my head all the time. Am I safe? Putting additional pressure on organizations that's doing the good work. You're an accomplice of what is coming out of this White House. Because you're hurting us, right? And so I want people to really think about the importance of, sometimes we got some unchecked biases that we need to look into, right? Because if we all fighting each other, we ain't gonna make it the next 4 years. No. Check yourself and make sure are you accomplice to all the stuff that's happening? Are you really showing up, or are you just showing up to say you showing up, and behind closed doors you're not showing up? We need advocacy. We need people that's really focused on how we can work together. Yeah.
I agree.
One more time, y'all go and get The Memo. The Memo. It's a great business book.
I need this book.
So I'm almost done. And once I get done, I'm gonna give it to you. Yes. Okay. It's the gift that keeps on giving. But I really, it's great when you sit down and read a book, and you say, "That's my friend that wrote this." Black woman. Yo, this shows me that I can do anything in the world. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible. And she wrote me a cute little note. She said, Mike, thank God for new friends and family like you. So I want to say thank God to you, too. You're a boss.
Y'all got to get that book.
Y'all got to get that book, okay? And don't go get it off Amazon. Okay? Y'all better go directly to her. Mender Hearts. Okay. Because we want the money and keep all the money to us. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's 7:49. If anybody has any questions that's burning, this is a space that you can, ask some questions. We may not have all the answers, but wanted to offer that as well. But for the ones that just tapped in, listened to a little bit, shared it with your friends, and even if you wasn't able to stay as long,
thank you.
I want you to share this message. Share this message because we need more of this. If you feel like you are in a position in life where you also want to give resources, whether that's talent, whether that's, maybe you could take a phone call with someone that's going through something similar, reach out to me. If you have job opportunities, reach out to me because people are losing their jobs left and right. Mm-hmm. We have a volunteer that lost his job and still shows up.
Wow.
Help us with accessibility for the needs of our community. And I think that's a sacrifice for sure. Mm-hmm. So people are really out here doing the work. Please become a volunteer for World Pride, Black Pride, Trans Pride, wherever you are. Where can the book be found? New York list bestsellers, period. But just look up the Memo as a Google search. And it also has a movie that will be coming out shortly too, starring Pratt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's coming out. Yeah, I saw a preview of it, and once again, it shows me that you can do anything you set your mind to. I believe that about you. You can do anything you set your mind to.
I believe that about you, too.
You do?
Yeah.
And we're going to do it.
And about y'all, too.
And about y'all.
Y'all.
I always say this. Let's get a little closer since we're about to end this. I always say this. Doesn't it feel good to know that you don't have to do this alone? Doesn't it feel good to know that you can pick up the phone, shoot an email, text message, smoke signal, and know that somebody else gonna be there to hold you down?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. All right, now a lot of people asking about the book. Y'all gotta go read it. Read it. The Memo right here. The Memo. Go read it. Go support her. Look her up. She is I think actually she's getting honored by Women of Power something. She gets awards like every other week. Mm-hmm. It just, it's like, oh, I really can do this for real. I love y'all. Be kind to yourself. Mm-hmm. Show some grace to yourself. Happy Black History Month. Happy Pride. What's your last words? Thank you for taking some time to join us tonight. Again, just look within at these moments, look within your heart, do what feels good to your soul, and just really focus on what you want to do, because it's still possible regardless of anything that's going on in this world. What's for you is for you. What God has for you will come to pass. And that's what I believe. Yeah. Last thing. Trans people ain't going nowhere. Oh, we ain't going nowhere. Get that out your head, okay? You ain't going nowhere, sis. You ain't going nowhere. I love you so much. Thank you for sharing space. Thank y'all for tuning in to the first of what I hope will be many Family Room community check-ins. Mm-hmm. We're going to try to download the video and put it on YouTube if you wasn't able to watch. But tell somebody about it. I love y'all. Bye, you all. Bye-bye.